2 fires same week. The first fire that happened this week is Fightful saying that Kofi and Austin Creed are expected in AEW very soon. And their sources will not confirm signed contracts as of yet. So whether that's happening or whether it's true what Fightful's saying, we don't know. Take it for a grain of salt for now. But there might be a high possibility. The second fire that we got this week, Swerve Strickland walks back into Dynamite, stares down at the Trios Champions, and leaves without partners. The internet welded those fires together and called it a New Day debut tease. So here's the only question that matters at this moment. Did Swerve just hint at a possibility? Or did the IWC write the angle for him? Well, let's get to it. Welcome to the Tea Drop, where the brew is strong and there's lots to talk about. Today's cup is 2 stories that the timeline duct taped into one at this point, we can say. Story A, which... Let me bring it over here. Story A, which is Kofi and Austin Creed, formerly Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, reportedly expected in AEW. And Story 2, or Story B, Swerve confirmed return, a trios confrontation, and a partner-shaped hole, the internet filled with unicorns. We are climbing this in order with confirmed, reported, fanfic tales, and we do not answer the hint question until you have watched what he actually did on television. You guys get your opinions as well in the comments of this video clip or even on the stream as we record. So some spoilers if you guys haven't watched Dynamite, so fair warning, but let's talk about Swerve putting himself into the trios picture, and he did not say their names of who his team will be. Now, May 2nd, 2026, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods mutually parted ways with the WWE. It wasn't even a quiet Twitter leak. Same day pile-on, you see them posting about it, you see everyone else posting about it. Fightful Select, Body Slam, Observer coverage, CBS even news, and the New York Post even posted about them. The reported reason they had is, and we covered this in a prior video, they rejected a restructured deal in their contract, which WWE and TKO did to several wrestlers. We even have Sheamus dealing with that, and he left as well. Now, the Observer side of reporting framed it around a roughly 50% pay cut, and they walked. Then months of quiet conventions, a permanent vacation tone from Woods. Reporters pegged the standard 90-day non-compete into early August, which this is where we're at right now. Now, let's take a little language check because the IWC keeps failing it. They left as Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. They are now being billed as, for now, at conventions and other scenes like GalaxyCon as Kofi and Austin Creed. That rename is obviously not fan fiction. You've seen it in the past. That is them. You know Austin Creed's name from his up, down videos, and Kofi just using his name, Kofi. So these are the headlines right now when it comes to that, yet still no AEW logo on this story. So keep your hands where I can see them because we're going to get through this. August 12th, Jeremy Lampert from Fightful, and I need you to hear the sentence that some of these accounts went about, and I will pull it as well here. There we go. So what they wrote is, Fightful reporting is, while sources wouldn't outright confirm that Austin Creed and Kofi have signed with AEW, it was noted to Fightful Select that it is expected that they are joining the company soon. And that's where they left it. Expected. Would not outright confirm that they are signed. That is a directional tip from a major wrestling sheets that we know. I mean, some people don't agree with Fightful how they go about things, but they tend to be a little more reliable than most nowadays. But that is not AEW just them saying that AEW just signed a New Day. Now, on the same window, Wrestling Observer via Meltzer, as always, as summarized by the 411 Mania channel as well, they expected an AEW ever since the WWE pay cut rejection and they're leaving. And the Young Bucks, AEW's EVPs, have wanted to feud with them for years, because you've seen how they deal with each other at cons in the past. Obviously, future breadcrumbs for expected feuds whenever the time is right. Now, backstage desire is not a contract. Expectation is not a graphic. If your timeline said sign, delete it. Don't ignore them for now, until maybe a little future date. Now, remember the date on the Fightful piece, which was August 12th. You're going to need it in the next 90 seconds. Now, before Fightful said expected, Kofi and Austin Creed dropped this. Fair use. Look at this. I wonder who these supposed to represent. Obviously, with the little beard here, this is Kofi right here. And this is Austin. Yeah, that is Kofi. Just based on the hairdo alone. Look at this. Damn. Freedom! And they are free. And I wonder who this guy is. This guy looks very familiar with that beard. I wonder... That's supposed to represent a certain content creative officer. I wonder who he represents. I mean, look at him. His beard looks very trimmed. I wonder if you take off his hat, he has some hair. I mean, he's pretty muscular, just like Triple H. Aww. And there's Big E. Representation of his neck with the horn, man. The representation right there with the horn. Damn. He's saying, go get him. Go get him. Sucks, man. I mean, even if Big E can join him, he's still not medically cleared, you know? Look at this. This is beautiful right here. Look at that. It just sucks, though. Like, what can they do with this if WWE owns the New Day name? Booty-O's, pancake, gimmick, stuff like that. They're just going to have to figure it out. But this is the cool part, which I think it's the point that I'm trying to get here. And we'll get back to the story of this whole video. But if you understand, it makes sense that they broke out as unicorns and all of a sudden they transform back to human form. Because if you think about it, the whole unicorn thing, like I said, the Booty-O's, the pancakes and all that, the music, the trumpet, all that New Day stuff is owned by WWE, unfortunately. And as you know, they can't use it. It's WWE's property at this point. They signed the contract. No matter what ideas they come, it's on them. The only thing they can take with them is their decency and their ideas that they haven't used with WWE. So this, as soon as they exit, you can see slowly they got, or we didn't see it, but it looks like they transform back to their human form, which is a sign that if you guys expect them to use the New Day gimmick, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's just Kofi and Austin Creed. What they make out of it, what they create out of it, we will see. So back to the story though. They released this on July 29th of this year, an animated short. They said the art was done by Jonathan Davenport, which shout out to him. It's called Daybreak. And if you guys can find this in Kofi's and Xavier Woods' Instagram and X accounts. They showed two unicorns breaking out of a circus. As you saw, horns as tools were used to get out of the space. Old identity left at the door. And that was it. They transitioned. Now, the third unicorn, like I said, this is, of course, our boy Big E. Shout out to him. Great man. Kind soul. Shout out to him. He's about to release a book. Definitely check it out if you guys are a reader. He's probably going to do his tell-all, his story, his life, and so forth. Now, he nods him out. The third unicorn, obviously, like I said, Big E, interpretation across the board. Now, F. Ford's read still holds when it comes to this. Although this is stating, and I agree with it, although they're stating that they are free, it does not mean that they're AEW bound, though, even though it feels like they are going there. It strongly feels after this week. Right now, guys, we need to chill. Hold the excitement because I don't want you to see this match happen, which sounds like it's going to happen in All In, and you guys get disappointed. I don't want that disappointed because obviously if you get disappointed over something you put in your head, you guys will get mad and just ruin yourselves in the internet. So all I can say for you guys, let's talk about it, but let's hold the expectation, just be a little excited because I don't want you guys to get damaged by that. Now, they name it Freedom, unicorns escaping a circus of symbolism, including a certain ringleader. His name is probably something with an H. Anyway, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm just gonna stop because this is hilarious. See, there's the horns, free. Anyway, definitely check it out. It's a beautiful video. Shout out to them. Now, that was back in July. Then August came. August around 11th, Chris Jericho hits Instagram. He says Kofi and Austin Creed will be part of the Rockin' Wrestling Rager on November 7th and 11th, 2026. This is the 7th year that he's doing the Jericho Cruise, and he's calling it the 7th cruise of a 7th. Yo, man. Damn. Yeah. Okay. But he named Kofi and Austin Creed as a super massive guest captains. This is going to be from Miami to Bahamas, and it's going to be the 7th cruise for the Jericho cruise. Now, they are confirmed, yet, as always, guys, although I'm confirming this, and he is confirming this, that doesn't mean an AEW deal is happening. And I'm going to tell you why it's not it doesn't significantly mean an AEW deal. Because if you look at the same post, they have VIPs at sea, which is Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, and the Great Muta. Now, Great Muta, I believe he retired, but Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, they are TNA. They are signed with TNA. As you know, TNA has a deal with WWE, but that doesn't mean they control wherever their other wrestlers go, because the Hardys go to House of Glory, because they're the HOG champs, tag champs, and they go to other promotions as well. So here's a prime example that although you see Kofi and Austin chilling with Jericho, because who wouldn't want to chill with Jericho? Jericho's an interesting guy. That doesn't mean they're AEW bound yet. Not only that, oh my God, did not see this. Sovereign Sailors, look who's here. Bully Ray, Nick Namath, and Dave LaGreca. 3 people tied to WWE radio. Somehow they're making it here. How is that happening? Okay. Now, there's other people, Micromania. Elena Black from TNA is going to be there. Brad Williams. Sorry, there was a biker outside. Fozzie's going to play. They have Ted DiBiase, Senior, I guess. Carlito, Shotzi, Frat, Vampiro, so on and so forth. AJ Francis. Chris Van Vliet is going to be there. Chris Van Vliet is showing up. Yo, Chris Van Vliet is getting his props now with all these interviews that he did. What I'm getting at, just because they're in the Jericho cruise doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean they're confirmed booking and have an AEW deal. But these optics do slap. Jericho is AEW talent, and this is their loudest post WWE stage announcement and date on the calendar. Now, same situation that happened since then, and there's their post. They're going to be there. Obviously, it makes sense for them to be guest captains because they know how to cheer the crowd and get the crowd amped up. But anyway, during the same moments of this week, Kofi files 2 United States trademarks application. The first one being for Kofi Sarkodie Mensah, which that is his real name. And then number 2, KSM, which is the initials to his name. Now, the filing date in the coverage says August 11, 2026, and the attorney he used is Michael Dawkins. And the reasons that he's trademarking this is for the following: merch shirts, merch in general, shirts, hoodies, the works, and wrestling-related appearances, including television appearances. Now, why your brain should itch about this? WWE's World owned the commercial life of Kofi Kingston. His Kofi Kingston name was owned by WWE. When you leave that house and you want TV plus merch plus a clean brand, you file the name you can actually own. Yet, just because this is happening, guys, still not proof of AEW. It's proof they are building a post-WWE business identity in public, though. Now, the half that is not a rumor right now, let's go through that. Now that we got through this. August 12th Dynamite episode. Same calendar day as the Fightful expected report of them showing up at AEW. Live from the Pearl at the Palms in Las Vegas. 18 days out from All In London. The AEW World Trios Champion comes out. You have Hangman Adam Page, right? And Brody King and Bandito celebrating their win. Then Swerve Strickland returns with Prince Nana with him as always. It is the first. Now, Swerve Strickland returns, and this is his major first televised appearance since losing at Forbidden Door. So we're talking June. We're in early August now. He lost the Owen Hart, so took a break. Why not? Enjoyed his summer. Now, he does not ease in. He walks straight towards them and talk about their history. He talks about pretty much in the words of saying, you have nothing in common. Well, except one thing. Me. Hangman fires back. Swerve did a lot of damage this year and has nothing to show for it. Then the numbers problem hits the floor. The demands. Lethal Twist energy in the mix. Ricochet, Toa Leona, Khan, Jay Lethal, Blake Christian, and Lee Johnson. Ricochet runs him down. 9 people out there do not like him. They get to sleep. Swerve and Nana leave though. Parting shot at Ricochet. No teammates behind him. Trios heat is the entire point of this segment. Now, let's pause for a minute because we're about to do the thing most people refuse to do. When he was talking through this whole segment, did Swerve just hint at Kofi and Austin Creed? What is real though is that he inserted himself into the business with the Trios champion. He is one man and a manager inside a 3-man title picture. If this becomes a Trios program, the math says he needs 2 partners. Obviously, we can see something happening. Now, will it be the New Day? We will see. Now, what is not real? He did not say Kofi. He did not say Austin Creed. He did not say Woods. He did not say New Day. He did not hold up 3 fingers and mouth unicorns. But the line people are treated like a coded debut. You have nothing in common except me. Is a Hangman Brodido history flex Swerve centering himself in their alliance? It is not a free agent name drop who at all. Now, okay, Porter, let's talk about it since you're getting mad that I name call you. While I get that, you're pretty much saying to everyone that no one can succeed unless they go to AEW and WWE. Now, for me, it sounds like all you do is watch WWE and AEW. Do you watch other content? Do you watch indies? If you did, you would understand that Matt Cardona and other people, and even in AEW for the most part, have survived without those programs. So don't get it twisted that Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods or Austin Creed need to go to AEW. But I do agree, chances are they're showing up. But at the same time, let's not get all excited about it, because the one thing people get upset about is that when they don't show up, everyone on the internet starts shitting on AEW, which at this point I'm enjoying some of the content AEW is doing. But the moment they don't do what some people expected them to do, everyone, not you specifically, but people on the internet go all up about it and start sharpening their tools to stab at AEW, saying they don't do what's right. Like I said, they don't have to do anything. I mean, Shotzi, other people haven't gone straight to AEW and they've been let go as well. Now, Shotzi is not a big name as compared to the New Day, but if they need an impactful woman to potentially go to AEW or even TNA, she's a name. So with that in mind, I don't expect New Day to show up because they need to. It's because they want to. That's the difference. That's the difference I want to bring up. You should not expect them to come because they need money. We don't know their personal lives, right? Obviously, Swerves needs partners, right? And there's leading to a plenty of speculation that is going to be potentially the New Day's debut or whatever they're going to be called. Who knows? And if they land, they will need a new team name. Now, a few people online are saying that challengers failed to upstage the champs on the Collision side and that a 3-way trios match is likely at All in London, which I agree. If they're going to do something this big, it's going to be an All in London. And the former duo is rumored to partner with Strickland. That is what is being said right now online. It's likely, it's rumored, but it's not at this time a match graphic, and it's probably not going to be until the very end. Now, if AEW wants to be smart and keep the suspension up and keep people in the hopes, they will not announce Strickland's tag team until the day of. The same way they did Ricochet's premiere in All In a few years back. Now, a lot of people were into that. A lot of people were excited about that. So why not? Now, Tony is not saying any names yet, and at this point is a hard no because no one is bringing it up. But there is a partner-shaped hole at this time. The same week Fightful said those two are expected soon. Now, yes, sure, good booking so far. Yeah, because now everyone's in suspense and now everyone is talking about it. But is it going to be equal to a Planet debut? No, because we don't know anything yet. Now, when it comes to me, finally, what I think, even though I'm saying all this, for my take, and I'm going to label it take and not news, they most likely will be coming in. They can, but they will not show up and certainly will not show up as the New Day. Now, I don't know what the hell they can call themselves if it's not the New Day. New Moon? No, I'm kidding. No, I don't know. And maybe they'll just go by their names, which is fine. But why that take will be interesting and survives contact with receipts. So let's talk about it. One, post WWE presentation is already Kofi and Austin Creed. We've seen it on the internet. We've seen it at conventions. It's all Austin and Kofi. Now, he can go with his initials, or maybe that's just part of the merch thing, so they can tag it on the merch. But that's one. Then two, Daybreak video is an exit to the old identity piece. So obviously, the New Day identity is gone. Now, and then the third thing is what happened this week. They did Kofi's real name and the KSF filings that were done are the reinvention for potentially what will be next for Kofi. Now, what does that imply? No more obviously, they're not bringing the pancakes trademark or anything as such because it's not gonna happen. Now, the last thing, even the pro debut speculation pieces concede a new team name. Now, WWE built and harvested the New Day as a company franchise for over a decade. Name, marks, merch language, presentation. You do not walk that brand into another promotion. You can't. Now, if AEW is the landing spot for these guys, the clean version is two veterans under names they can own, new gear and all that. They'll probably it makes sense to just use their real name until maybe they just leave it at that. And then eventually they announce their new name or new group name. They go by their presentation name, Kofi and Austin Creed, or KSM and Austin Creed. Who knows? For most, I'm indifferent. I'm fine if they show up. I'll be happy for them if that's what they want. If this makes them happy, sure. They'll probably get a new gear, new music. Hopefully it hits hard, a harder edge to them than the WWE comedy years. If they need to work with Swerve, they definitely need to hit a harder look. But especially if they're going to stand in Swerve's corner, they need to give a new, harder, maybe heelish close look and no more comedy angle. And that will be the great way to bring them in. Great way is still, though, not this is definitely how they're going to show up. It's all speculative at this point, but we move on with that. Anybody selling pancake unicorns under the AEW logo is not going to happen. It's a done deal. It's never going to happen. They're going to sell new merch. I can't wait to see that new merch as well. Now, All in London, August 30th. Damn, that's going to be a crazy day because who the hell knows what they're going to be counter programming against all these promotions. Ridiculous. All in London is on August 30th at Wembley. And why is the temperature when it comes to this so hot right now? Because the free agency window is clear for them. Fightful is talking about it. Almost every news outlet or website outlet is talking about it. And ironically, Swerve came back at the last minute. Observers floating a three-way trio with them rumored as Swerve's partners. It will work as long as they change their look, I guess. Could they show up at All In? Hell yeah. That is why the report lives in mid-August and not in October. Is All In locked as the debut? No one can say it as of now, but it seems more than likely. Now, if somebody sells you Kofi and Woods debut an All In main event as the New Day, not at all. It's just going to be Kofi and Austin Creed. But anyway, they had it. As far as we know the 90 days is done. We know they released a Daybreak, which was a nice film, very iconic, of clearly showing that their New Day's time is gone. They're going to be part of the Jericho Cruise in November. The trademark seems kind of ironic that it happened on this week as well, while Swerve returning to set up a story for a future match at All In the trios. Right now, they need a third person. Big E's nowhere to be found at this time. So for now, Hangman and Brodido are having a little confrontation with Swerve Strickland, but he has no partners as of yet. But maybe if he sets up the match, we will see someone show up. Kofi, Creed, and Swerve would be an interesting trio to see how they work together. But right now, that's all that's reported. But it's a whole expectation in AEW soon. It's just rumors at this point. It's all fan speculation. It makes sense because of all the history they have with the Elite. That's probably the most people are waiting for to see. The Elite, the Young Bucks against Kofi and Austin Creed. That is the match everyone wants to see. Maybe they'll do that at World's End if they show up, or Full Gear, or maybe by next year's Double or Nothing. But that is the big thing that we can see. But after that, that's my concern. What happens after they show up and they have that big match that everyone's expected? Because that's usually what happens with AEW at times with certain wrestlers. They get They do a big match that everyone was waiting to see. And then after that, depending if they see use for you, they'll use you. If not, you might disappear for a few weeks until they need you again. But hopefully that's not the case, because New Day is gold. They can figure out how to do things for different situations, but we will see. But anyway, they will debut under a new name, and they potentially could be plausibly at Swerve's Corner at All In. Bottom line, 2 real fires that happened this week, same week as expected in AEW, and yet we have no confirmation about their upcoming potential show up at AEW. But we do have a match setting up as we speak. Maybe by next week we will know that a trios match will happen at the next Dynamite, but as of yet it's not confirmed. Anyway, drop your thoughts in the comments. Did Swerve open the door on purpose, or did the IWC kick it in for him? And if Kofi and Creed do show up, what is their new name as a group, if they will have one? The new gear? Would it look similar to Swerve Strickland's gear? Do you see them as a legit, decent partners for Swerve? Let me know. Are you in? And as always, if the T hit right, hit the like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.